and humanity forgets to listen. When myths are no longer just stories, but hidden truths waiting to be revealed. This is not history. This is a warning. Welcome to Curiosphere.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. We've got humanity's biggest problem, the pollution that's choking our planet, and maybe, just maybe, its most powerful tool. The stakes? Well, they couldn't be higher. So today we're gonna dive into a massive question. Can AI actually fix our planet? You know, this line, it just hits different, doesn't it? It gets right to the core of the whole thing. We've created these incredible thinking machines, but maybe, just maybe, the problem was never about a lack of intelligence. Maybe it's not about thinking our way out of this mess. Maybe it's about something deeper, a problem of feeling, of human will, of choice.
All right, so this is it. This is the big question we're tackling. Can this amazing, powerful technology really clean up the colossal mess we've made? Or is it just a convenient story we tell ourselves, a fantasy that kind of lets us all off the hook? Well, let's dig in and find out.
Okay, first up, the problem. Because look, before we can even start talking about solutions, we have to get our heads around the sheer, staggering scale of the crisis we're facing. 7 million. Just let that number land for a second. This isn't some abstract statistic on a spreadsheet. We're talking about 7 million people, 7 million lives cut short every single year. And that's just from the air we breathe. This isn't a future problem. It's a crisis happening right now, right in front of our eye.
And it's not just what we're breathing. Look at our water. I mean, it's a full-blown crisis. You've got rivers just filled with industrial waste. Our oceans are literally choking on a storm of microplastics. And the scary part? Even the water coming out of our taps is often tainted with chemicals we can't even see. And then you look down, the very ground we stand on. It's not just dirt, you know? It's supposed to be this vibrant, living ecosystem. But we're poisoning it. We're pumping it full of heavy metals and pesticides, turning rich, fertile land into something that's, well, biologically dead. It might look the part, but it can't sustain life anymore. The absolute foundation of our entire food system is crumbling.
Okay, so the problem is huge, we get it. Now let's talk about the proposed solution. You hear it all the time, right? AI is the answer. But before we go any further, what are we really talking about when we say AI?
Yeah, forget all the sci-fi movies and killer robots for a minute. When you boil it all down, AI is really about one thing. It's about pattern recognition, but on a massive, massive scale. It finds patterns in data sets so huge that no human brain, or even a team of brains, could ever hope to process it. It's not magic, it's just math on an absolutely unbelievable scale.
So what does that actually mean? What can it do with all that pattern finding? Well, it breaks down into 3 things. First, it can see connections and patterns that are totally invisible to us. Second, it uses those patterns to make some pretty stunning predictions about what's going to happen next. And third, it can look at a super complex system like a city's traffic grid and figure out the absolute most efficient way to run it. So it sees, it predicts, and it optimizes. That's the core.
All right, section 3, the promise. Now that we know what it is, let's get into the exciting stuff. Let's open up AI's environmental toolkit, because honestly, some of the potential here is genuinely incredible. And here's a quick look at that toolkit in action. Take air quality. An AI can look at the data and predict a dangerous pollution spike days before it happens. Or water. It can analyze satellite images and spot a chemical leak in a river almost instantly. For our soil, it's making something called precision agriculture possible, where a machine can give a single plant the exact amount of water or fertilizer it needs and not a drop more. It's all about making the systems we rely on way smarter and way cleaner. But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? This is the big turn in our story. A powerful tool is only as good as the person or the system that's wielding it. Technology by itself is never, ever the whole answer. And there's a little story, a parable, that explains this perfectly. So picture this. There's a town, right? And it's built around this beautiful, clean river. But over time, industry moves in and the river starts to get sick. So the town does something smart. They install this incredible state-of-the-art AI system to monitor the water with sensors up and down the riverbanks. And this AI, it's a genius. It's analyzing everything, the flow rate, the chemical levels, even the weather patterns. And it starts making these flawless predictions. It's sending out warnings to the town weeks,
weeks in advance of a dangerous pollution event. The technology itself, it worked perfectly. These warnings, they went straight to the people in charge. But here's the thing, actually preventing the pollution, well, that would have meant slowing down production. It would have cost money. So the warnings were seen, they were filed away, and then they were ignored. And so the river died. And it didn't die because the AI failed. It died because the humans in charge chose not to listen. The technology spoke. It gave them perfect foresight. And humanity stayed silent. Okay, that story, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it? It reframes the whole conversation. So if AI isn't going to be our savior, then what is it? What's its true role in all of this? Well, here's the verdict. The greatest function of AI isn't to save us. It's to be a mirror, a perfect, brutally honest mirror. It's designed to show us with perfect clarity what we know, what we're doing, and maybe most importantly, what we are actively choosing to ignore. Because when you think about it, we're building one of two futures right now. On one path, AI is used to heal the planet, but on the other, it's used to optimize its destruction, to find oil faster, to clear forest with terrifying precision. The technology, the tool itself, it's the same in both scenarios. The only thing that's different is human intention. So you see, the whole human versus AI debate, it's a total distraction. It misses the point. The real formula, the one that might actually work, has to be this: responsible humans working together with honest technology. And that brings us right back to where we started. The technology can show us the problem with perfect clarity. It can point to the cliff edge we're walking straight towards. It can hand us the cold, hard, unvarnished truth. But the one thing it can't do is force us to open our eyes. It can't make us change direction. So the only question left, the only one that really matters, is this: what will we choose to see?